Fleeting moment of anger, a man shattered his favorite cup. The echo of breaking porcelain filled the room, but as the anger subsided, so too did his sense of satisfaction. All that remained was regret, and the memory of something cherished, now gone forever. He realized that a single minute of patience, a brief pause to breathe and reflect, could have changed everything. The cup, a symbol of comfort and fond memories, would still be intact. Often our strongest emotions urge us to act without thinking, leading to consequences that far outlast the feelings themselves. This simple yet powerful lesson reminds us that anger, if left unchecked, can destroy far more than it resolves. In moments of frustration, choosing patience over impulse can preserve what we value most. Next time anger rises, remember the cup and let patience guide your actions. In a bustling office filled with ambition and deadlines, a young employee grew frustrated. Day after day, he noticed that his boss never smiled, casting a serious air over every interaction. The employee, feeling unappreciated and overlooked, began to mirror that same sternness, his own face set in a perpetual frown. One afternoon, as he hurried down the hallway, he caught sight of his reflection in a mirror. He paused. In life, we all encounter moments of challenge and adversity, much like being placed in boiling water. Imagine a potato, firm and strong, but when faced with heat, it becomes soft and weak. An egg, fragile and delicate, turns hard and unyielding in the same conditions. But then there's the coffee bean. When introduced to boiling water, it doesn't change itself, it changes the water, transforming the very circumstances around it. The true lesson here is profound. It's not what happens to us that defines who we are, but how we respond. When faced with hardship, will we become weaker? Will we grow hardened? Or will we rise to the occasion and shape our environment for the better? In every challenge, there is an opportunity, not to let the world change us, but to be the ones who change the world around us. Almost invisible, slipped quietly into a crack between ancient stones. The world above was harsh and unyielding, but beneath the surface, hope stirred. With each gentle drop of rain and every slender ray of sunlight, the seed gathered strength, pushing delicate roots into the smallest crevices. Day by day, it grew, undeterred by the weight of stone pressing from above. Its fragile stem pressed upward, seeking light, refusing to surrender to the impossibility of its surroundings. Eventually, a green shoot broke through the rock, a symbol of resilience and quiet determination. What once seemed an impossible environment transformed into a place of new life. The lesson is clear. There is no truly hopeless place, only hearts that give up too soon. Like the seed, perseverance and faith can turn even the hardest obstacles into opportunities for growth and transformation. Each morning, as dawn broke and the city stirred to life, the street sweeper began his work. With steady hands and a gentle smile, he swept the pavements clean, greeting each passerby with a nod. Among them was a businessman, always in a hurry, briefcase in hand and mind elsewhere. He barely noticed the sweeper's smile, his days consumed by meetings and deadlines. But one morning, the sweeper was gone. The familiar corners now seemed untidy, the air colder, and the businessman's walk felt heavier. Only in the sweeper's absence did he realize the warmth those silent greetings brought. Each small kindness, once overlooked, had quietly brightened his mornings. Sometimes, it's the gentlest gestures that leave the deepest mark, reminding us that even the briefest exchanges can add warmth and humanity to our daily routine. Never underestimate the power of small kindnesses.
On that old porch, the afternoons passed slowly, marked by the gentle rhythm of her hands as she brewed tea. The sound of boiling water mingled with birdsong, steam curling into the warm air, carrying a tender promise of comfort. Whenever worry furrowed her granddaughter's brow, she quietly poured a cup of tea, her movements slow and gentle. She placed the delicate cup on the table, her eyes kind and understanding, then offered simple, wise words with a smile. "There's no need to rush," she said, her voice steady and calm. "Tea is best when you let it cool a bit." In those moments, the world seemed to pause, anxieties eased by the ritual. The fragrant tea, the slow afternoon, and her steady presence reminded her granddaughter that patience brings its own rewards, and sometimes the gentle art of waiting can turn ordinary moments into precious memories.
Over the years, the old umbrella had become more than just a shield against the rain. It was a quiet companion through all of life's storms. Its faded colours and weathered handle bore the marks of countless journeys, from hurried sprints through puddled streets to slow walks beneath grey, weeping skies. Each tear in the fabric told a story, each scratch a memory. When she considered discarding it, the thought felt heavier than she expected. Yet, as another storm rolled in, she instinctively reached for its familiar form. Despite its imperfections, it opened as always, offering the comfort of dry shelter. In that moment, she understood that value isn't measured by perfection. The umbrella, though battered and worn, was precious because of its history and reliability. Sometimes, it's the flawed things that remain closest to our hearts, reminding us that beauty can be found in endurance and memory. Each morning, before the sun had fully risen, her father would sit quietly at the table, cradling the same clay bowl in his hands. Its surface was worn smooth, and a delicate crack ran along its rim, a silent testament to years of use. She watched him, curious about his unwavering devotion to such a humble vessel, when newer, brighter bowls sat untouched on the shelf. Finally, she asked him why he never chose something fresh. Her father smiled, his eyes gentle with memory, and he traced the tiny crack with his finger. "This bowl," he explained softly, "reminds me that nothing needs to be perfect to hold what matters." In that simple moment, she understood. The bowl's imperfections were not flaws, but stories. It was a symbol of love, resilience, and the beauty found in things that endure. Sometimes the most treasured things are those that carry our history within them.
Thank you for giving this video a small moment in your life. I truly appreciate you.